Peace and blessings in this corner boxing 24. Today is a nice day outside. Beautiful, actually. I haven't gone out yet, but I'm about to go out. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the lightweight division and Mr. Ryan Garcia. So, Ryan Garcia is the interim WBC lightweight champion. And for those who don't know what interim is, or the interim belt, how that happens is, when somebody refuses to fight for a belt or they move up to another weight division, then that belt becomes the interim belt. So he has an interim belt. He was supposed to fight Javier Fortuna last year, and he pulled out of the fight because he said he had some mental issues. The fight was supposed to be in July, so he pulled out. So Jojo Diaz, another lightweight contender, he stepped in and he fought Fortuna, and he won the fight. Now that's another story because Javier Fortuna, actually, to me, he won the fight, or it should have been no more than a draw. Should have at least been a draw. Jojo Diaz didn't win that fight, but they gave to Jojo Diaz, and I see why. A lot of politics in boxing now. It's unfortunate, but instead of them doing the right thing, they said, well, you know what? Let me give Jojo Diaz the win so that we don't have to do a rematch, because then we'll see what Ryan Garcia is going to do. But they're waiting on him, and now Ryan Garcia is supposed to have a fight in November with. Well, let me back up. So he said he had some mental issues. He was supposed to fight Fortuna in July. August, September, going into September, he says he's back. He's ready. So 2 months, 3 months, his mental issues he was good. So now he's supposed to fight Jojo Diaz in November, and now he pulls out. He said he has a hand injury. So Jojo Diaz says, wow, he got a hand injury, and he calls him the P word because he said, he makes fun of him, and he says, well, he probably got it sparring. One thing about Ryan Garcia, he's always posting videos about his hand speed, showing how fast he could punch and punch and punch and punch it, like he want to, like Canelo, like he's trying to resemble Canelo, how he punches. So he does that a lot. So Jojo Diaz making fun of him about that. I will say it seems a little suspect to me that he pulled out that fight with Fortuna, who's a tough fighter, right? Can make you look bad. He said he had mental issues, and then 2-3 months later, he's back. He's ready to go, right? Then he supposed to fight Jojo Diaz in November, and now your hand is broken. I mean, it does look suspect, right? What you gonna do? Now remember, what's sad about this is that Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Jojo Diaz are the mandatories for Devin Haney. Just like Lomachenko was the mandatory for Devin Haney, but he fought Lopez, right? But see, things flip back around. So now Devin Haney might get his shot with Jojo Diaz now, because now you ain't got nobody to step in for that fight. And I hope they don't try to push somebody in there to fight Jojo Diaz and try to wait for Ryan Garcia, because that's wrong, man. That's the politics of boxing. It shouldn't happen. Devin Haney is the man. Jojo Diaz needs to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney has been waiting for Lomachenko, waiting for Ryan Garcia. Now he's waiting for Jojo Diaz. Come on, man. It seems like the two fighters that people refuse to fight is Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Shakur Stevenson is finally going to get his shot next week with Jamel Herring, because he didn't really want to fight Jamel Herring. He pushed him into a corner. Now he's fighting him, right? And I got respect for Jamel Herring, but I'm just saying, Shakur Stevenson was waiting too. So now he's going to get his shot. But now Devin Haney needs to get his shot with Jojo Diaz. Jojo Diaz, one thing about him, he's a talker. He'll tell you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He ain't doing nothing with Devin Haney, though. I mean, listen, Devin Haney's a very good boxer, counter puncher, strong, defense. So Roger Diaz ain't gonna win that fight. So I know they wasn't rushing to make that fight. And actually, it was supposed to be Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia anyway. He'll beat Ryan Garcia as well. Ryan Garcia is strong. He's tall and he's long, but he ain't doing nothing with no boxer. You know, he beat Luke Campbell. And I give him credit for the Luke Campbell fight because Luke Campbell's a puncher. And he put Ryan Garcia on the canvas, and then Ryan Garcia came back. That fight was last year as well, and he put him on the canvas for good with a body shot. So he definitely could punch now. You know, we don't want to get it twisted. But when it comes to the boxing, Devin Haney is flashy. He's going to outbox Ryan Garcia. He's going to totally outbox Jojo Diaz because he's a come-forward slugger. He just want to trade punches. You don't trade punches with a slugger. You keep that fighter at distance with your jab. Okay, your jab, work everything up with your jab. Set him up with your hook. Set him up with the body. Set him up with the uppercut. Okay, you keep the jab pumping. And one thing that Devin Haney got, he got a nice jab. Keep that joint pumping, and he could win that fight. So yeah, I just want to talk about Ryan Garcia, man, because I don't know, it just seems a little suspect. Pulling out of 2 fights, back to back, right? Then it also has to do with, you know, is he, I don't know, with the PED use as well with him. Is he flushing something out of his system? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what these guys are doing. I hope they're not cheating. I hope they're doing the right thing. But we just don't know, man. When these guys pull out these fights, man, it's just really suspect. But again, it falls on the organizations, man, the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, the major organizations, man. They need to make these fights happen and stop giving people all this wiggle room to do what they want to do, man. When one fight doesn't happen, the next fight that's supposed to happen, make it happen. When the fighter has a mandatory and fighters are supposed to fight him next, let that happen. Stop playing around, man. That's what messes boxing up. You see what I'm saying? Somebody got to win and somebody got to lose. But that's what makes boxing what it's supposed to be. Back in the days, man, you know, that's how it was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was a little boy, but I'm just saying that's how it was, man. Muhammad Ali, he fought everybody. That's why it kills me when people try to talk about Muhammad Ali and his record. Man, Muhammad Ali fought everybody, man. Yeah, he played on the ropes too much. Yeah, he joked around maybe too much. Yeah, he wasn't the same fighter after he came back after that 3-year layoff. You know what I'm saying? In 70. But he still fought everybody. He came back and fought the best. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, man, if the fighters want to fight, let them fight. You know? If the fighters don't want to fight, then you got to make them fight. You got to make them do what they don't want to do. Otherwise, they don't need to be ranked in the division at the top 5 or top 10. If you want to fight this one, the next in line, then see you later. You know, then we let the next man step up. But make the fights happen, man, okay? So now Ryan Garcia pulled out of this fight. Let him go ahead. Let Devin Haney get his shot. Let Devin Haney go ahead and fight Jojo Diaz. And then, you know, we got another year coming, you know? We got Shakur Stevenson and Jamal Herring on October 23rd. That's next Saturday. All right? We got Canelo and Plant November 6th. Can't wait for that. And I definitely can't wait for Crawford and Porter on November 20th. Okay, so that's the next 3 big fights we got coming up. But I'm really excited about Shakur, man. I think Shakur is about to break through, man, with the lightweights, man. He's at 130 now. And I think a couple of fights at 130, he go to 135, it's going to be a problem, man. And it might be him and Devin Haney again, because him and Devin Haney got a history. They spar with each other, good sparring session. Of course, seems like he got the best of it. Devin Haney was there, though. But that was some years ago. And now they're both professional. They both improved. They're both bigger, stronger, smarter. So I would love to see them go at it again. But again, one man's going to lose and one man's going to win. All right? That's all I got for today. Peace and blessings. Enjoy the rest of your day.